In this video, I'm going to share 3 practical strategies from Muse Storytelling that helps filmmakers get paid to do what they love without the stress. I was recently joined by Muse's CEO, Rebecca Rappel, to ask her some of the top burning questions that filmmakers have when it comes to sales and the business of filmmaking. These 3 strategies, you'll learn how to craft a memorable introduction that will help you attract your ideal client. You'll have really great tips for increasing your perceived value on the discovery call, so that way you can charge more for what you're worth on these projects. And finally, you'll learn how to implement simple systems that will help you attract more clients with consistency. Muse is also giving away a free training and a private one-on-one session with a business coach to help you implement these strategies right away. So make sure to stick around and learn how to sign up for both of these offers. So do you ever wonder where the heck to go find your ideal clients? Or do you ever struggle with niching down and think it limits your opportunities? Rebecca's going to share a simple method for crafting what she calls your yes and yes statement, which is a memorable introduction to help you attract ideal clients and have them saying yes twice to wanting to work with you.
I think that one of the reasons that people really struggling with niching is because it feels like you're taking away options. It feels like you're taking control away from yourself. But a really key thing to remember is, first of all, if they're ideal clients, like, why would you ever want to work with anyone else? But even more importantly than that, what you're really doing is speaking to ideal clients and being able to find ideal clients. It's not to say that you're excluding everyone else. So if you find yourself with a client who doesn't fit the ideal thing, but you love working with them and you enjoy the films that you're making, amazing, keep them. Like, it's not like if you niche yourself down, you need to say no to everyone else. Muse has a very, very, very diverse client list on purpose because of this. Now, the way that I really recommend getting clear and focused on exactly who your ideal client is using a method that we call the yes and yes method. Now, this is really about finding 2 ways that you're going to differentiate yourself in the marketplace. Now, this is really key because the idea is that if you were, let's say, to walk into a coffee shop and the barista was to say, well, what is it that you do? What you want to do is be specific and interesting enough with who your ideal target audience is that the barista would be thinking, who do I know who could say yes to this? So your ideal audience is going to say yes and yes. And your goal inside of Profitable Filmmaking is going to be to craft an introduction that you feel so strongly. So this is not about making a stupid elevator pitch that you're just going to like drone on about. This is about crafting an introduction that you are just going to be like, you come alive when you say. And when you can come alive when you introduce yourself and when you're specific enough, like, you will end up with people being like, oh, my cousin's partner, or my cousin's ex-girlfriend, or just these like random connections because you're so clear and they can see your energy. But it's really about getting that clarity for yourself. So in that way you can transfer that to other people.
So to recap, the 3 questions you have to ask to craft your own yes and yes statement are: who do you want to work with? Who is your ideal client? Why do you want to create remarkable work? And what does your ideal client want to accomplish? Once you have them all together, you can put your statement into something like this. This is mine. I'm a video marketer who helps founders of educational-based companies enroll new students by telling stories that uplift and inspire others to reach for new heights. As you begin to share your introduction, you're going to start coming across potential clients. So what do you do when they hop on the phone and they start asking for prices and telling you what videos they want? How do you avoid underselling and being treated like a tripod? Rebecca has 2 powerful ideas for increasing your worth by taking the lead during your discovery calls.
The price discussion is definitely one of the harder ones, especially when someone thinks that they know exactly what they want. So there's a couple of things here. And for anyone who's come to our webinars and heard or listened to a bunch of stuff from Muse, you might have heard about reps, which are the foundation that we build our business on. It's all about being remarkable, making sure that you're showing expertise, having high perceived value, and building simple systems to make sure that your life stays sane and sustainable. When I think about that challenge, one of the things that, like, if I were to get onto a call and someone were to ask that to me immediately, I'd say, like, listen, I don't know that this is a good fit yet. I don't understand enough about the challenges that you're trying to solve. I don't just go out and do like tripod things. Like, if you want that, you can hire a kid down the street with an iPhone. If you want me to make a film that's going to be impactful and drive the results that you're looking for, I need to understand more about your business. Are you open to a 5-minute conversation where I can understand a little bit more about your goals? Now, you'll note here that I said 5 minutes. Realistically, it's 15 to 30. But if you set the bar low to start and you just get that person who's already being very like hands off, just get them to say that initial yes, it usually can expand. And if at the end of 5 minutes they're going like, well, what's my price now? They are not a good client. And, you know, okay, we've all taken those, you know, those meal deals where it's like, I need to get paid, I'm going to deal with this, but like, they are not someone that you want to build a relationship with or work with long-term, because if they don't want you to be the expert, if they don't want to give you that creative freedom, if they don't want to actually take the value that you can drive, like, that's not who you should be working with. What people are looking for is how to solve problems. What people are looking for is how do I connect with my audience? What people are looking for is the creative. And that's where you can drive so much of your value. You know, yes, having the right camera and beautiful cinematography, like I'm not taking away from the value of the actual filmmaking at all. But when you actually step into your creative genius, that's where you're going to find tons of value.
So as you can see, clients want someone who can solve problems. So when you can show them that you can solve problems, it's really going to increase what you're worth to them. Now that you know how to show up as experts, our goal will be to get more of these opportunities in your pipeline. And let's be honest, this is our least favorite part of filmmaking. And Rebecca has some great ideas that they use at Muse to help automate the sucky stuff.
In those reps that I mentioned earlier, S stands for simple systems. And this is where both you can gain back some sanity, you can institute some norms, you can have some processes, but it's also where you can have that sustainability and where you can really step off of that feast and famine roller coaster. But then the other part is that when you have a simple system for sales where you're consistently scheduling yourself to spend some time on it, so you're consistently prospecting, all these things are consistently in your calendar, and you schedule the rest of your life and you schedule like all of your other work around that, suddenly it can completely smooth out that feast and famine cycle. Now that's not to say like it's not exactly like we never have too little or too much work. Of course we do. Welcome to the natural rhythms of life of any business. But instead of being on this, it's more like gentle waves, you know? And I think that one of the really cool things is that when you're able to actually get clear about what those different touch points are, what those different systems are that you need to build, and then you just go about, and I mean, inside of the course, we literally give them to you. And yes, you need to make them work for your ideal client and your brand and who you are, but like, here you go. Here's an email template. Okay, make it work for you. Here you go. Here's a pitch deck. Okay, make it work for you. But even if you don't join us in the course, like I still want you to take huge amounts of value out of this. Like take a minute, sit down, write out what is every single touch point that I have with a client and how could I make it as automated and excellent as possible.
So as you can hear from Rebecca, Muse has created a ton of templates that helps them save a ton of time during every stage of their business. And it's all available inside the Profitable Filmmaking Training course, which Muse has given me exclusive access to the course and is letting me share everything with you for free. So if you want to learn more and hear stories from other filmmakers, follow the link under this video for a free training for Muse Storytelling that will help you earn more clients with bigger budgets. For each of you who sign up, I will personally reach out to invite you for a private coaching session where I'll share everything inside of the course and help you create your own sales system. So this now is the time. This is the time where you get to make that empowered decision and take the action that's going to take your business to the next level and to the vision of what you want for yourself.